Hello viewers, welcome to yet another edition of our program Obamu. As I said from the beginning, we would be bringing you women in our country who have chalked successes first in their chosen professions or careers. My guest this afternoon is no exception to the rule. She's another of those outstanding women that we have in the country. As a child, she was not allowed to go near water. Her mother said if she did, she would either drown or get eaten by a monster. But guess what? She defied odds to join the Maritime Academy, went through the ranks to become the first Ghanaian lady captain. She's here with me today, and she's here to tell us her story. I'm as anxious as you are to hear it all. But first, we'll take a commercial break.
SMS and win from Tigo. Simply send 5 SMS from your Tigo phone to any network and you stand the chance of winning free airtime, fully connected Tigo mobile phones and a brand new Honda Civic 2007. Tigo SMS to any other network costs only 3.8 Ghana pesos. Send just 5 SMS from your Tigo to any network and you could be a winner. Weekly prizes, fully connected handsets with 100 Ghana cedis of free airtime and a daily prize of 50 Ghana cedis free airtime, as well as the chance to win the grand prize of a new Honda Civic 2007. Roll in style and be the envy of the town. Tigo, express yourself.
Mrs. Beatrice Vormawah, that is the name. Welcome to TV Africa.
Thank you.
But yours is an interesting one. But let me find out, when did you learn to swim then? Because you were not allowed near water.
I learned to swim in 1976 at the Regional Maritime Academy.
Before then you couldn't swim?
No.
Oh dear. But what made you want to go to sea, as it were?
I didn't plan to go to sea. It was, I would say, accidental. When I was in the sixth form, usually, you start looking at other avenues, just in case you don't qualify for the university. I wanted to go into medicine, but as it happened, I came across this advert that the previous year they requested women to apply, but no lady did apply. So I said, well, why not? This one opportunity. So I put it down and sent my application forward.
What was it like? First days of training. What did you have to go through?
Oh gosh, don't tell me. The training was like, we had a commander, Commander Olenu, I think he's dead or something. But this guy was, very strict. I had to do a lot of exercises, And what I hated most was trotting to the junction, the main road from the academy.
Where was this? Oh, this is the Negua.
Yes,
that's where it's always been.
And you have to trot to the main road early in the morning. I hated it. That was the part I didn't like. The second part was jumping into the pool.
Frightened?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I wasn't the only one. The other ladies too.
But you soon learned that.
Yes, we were able to, pick it.
Were there many women, or how many women at the time?
We were 3.
Were you the first women?
Yes, yes. It was an initiative from the then managing director, Captain Beatrice Vormawah. Yes, he's in Florida at the moment. And he decided that they were going to take women, and actually they sponsored us.
And what was the reaction of your male colleagues, counterparts?
Oh, actually, for our mates, there wasn't much problem. But some of them, just a few, felt it was a man's world, and we were kind of encroaching. Yes. But talking about reaction, we got the good reaction from the ratings at sea on the ship. Actually,
what are ratings?
The ratings were we have officers, and then they kind of I don't know what
kind of
other
officers,
word
whatever.
call them, but we call them ratings.
Ratings, okay.
Yes, those who were not officers, like cooks and bossy, EDH, and things like that.
Okay. So how long is your training?
1 year.
1 year, and then after that you are what?
After that, you go on the ship as a cadet.
How many years were you at sea?
Also almost 20 years, from 1976 training. I entered the academy 76, then I joined the ship 77, and I left 96.
Okay.
Yeah.
And during that time, were you the only female officer, kind of, or there were times when there were other female officers?
We were not officers.
We weren't officers.
The three of us, we were put on the Nakwa River, which was a trading ship.
What was it like? Any exciting moments? Any dreadful moments? Frightening?
Oh no! Actually, what was happening was we had to go to sea for some time, and then you take some leave, and then you go to school as well. So,
right.
Yeah.
Lonely?
Very.
I can imagine.
Very lonely. Very.
But I thought, I always imagined that boats or ships, there are a lot of people, the staff, as it were.
We used to say ship friend, no friend, because it's like you are all put in a kind of place, and
it's the same people for so many months.
Yes, you have no choice but to work with them, and as soon as you leave the ship, that's it. I mean, they are not your friends. Well, of course, you could make friends, but
when you get off, that is it.
Yeah.
In any case, probably you'd seen each other for so long that you wanted, to
exactly,
sort of,
exactly,
yes.
exactly.
But was it always the same people you meet again, or?
No. What was happening was once you come back from leave, they could give you another ship. So, well, maybe during the course sometime you might bump into somebody, but you don't always stay with the same people.
Okay. But your work must have taken you to some exciting countries, met some exciting people probably.
Yes.
Any of those that you recollect?
Well, the junior times were not that interesting, but when I was promoted, I could see all the excitement in the ports, And I remember once an agent came on the ship. He wasn't told that I was a lady or something, and he met. I was outside. He met me. He said, "Oh, where can I see the captain?" So, we had two doors, to the captain's that alleyway. So, I just told him that I showed him the farthest one. I said, "Go straight, turn left, and." The captain will be there. And then I just walked 2 minutes and I was in my room, sat behind my desk. And he came and he was like, "What? I went to the captain." And I said, "Yes.
I am the captain."
I am the captain.
Yeah, I'm sure quite a few people must have, been most surprised when they came.
Oh, yes. But there was another instance of a surveyor, a post-state control officer who came in. And then he went on the bridge. He asked the second officer, "Where is the captain?" The second officer said, "Oh, she's in her cabin." At that time, I was a chief officer. He said, "Where is the chief officer?" He said, "Oh, she's in her cabin."
Yes,
so he thought the second officer had missed his grammar or something, So later he said, "Can you take me to the chief officer?" He said, "Yes." So he came and he knocked on the door. I was there. He pulled the curtain, and then I was sitting behind my desk. It was like, you could see this man's face. White people, the way they blush. He was red. He was kind of, very.
Yes.
He said, "Oh,
a woman,
I'm
a
sorry,
black,
yes,
and all that."
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm sorry, madam, but I didn't know that you were a woman." And I said, "Well, they gave you the crew list. And you should have looked on it. It says Beatrice."
Yes.
But I think maybe they might have put Vormawah.
Yeah, so you don't know what this. So how long are these trips that you go on? that takes you away?
Initially, it was roughly about 3 months, I'll say, from...
What is the longest time you've spent?
Oh, a year plus.
All on the sea?
Yeah, but
Wow.
that was when the ships were on charter.
I see that you were awarded something by the women. Is it Ghanaian Women Flag Bearers of the 20th Century Award? You remember this?
Actually, this one, I wasn't even in the country.
Okay.
I was in London. My husband had to go and accept it on my
On
behalf. Yes.
Okay.
I think it was awarded in 2000 or 2000.
2, yes. I see that quite a few magazines also chose to feature you. I like the particular one here that says the captain is a lady. You know, that must have been exciting. It's an international magazine and so forth. But you talk of your husband having to go and accept this on your behalf. Where did you meet your husband? On the sea?
Oh, no.
On the waters?
No, he was actually, he was working with the Black Star Line. At the time, he was the administrative manager.
Okay.
When I met him.
All right. So he understood the nature of your work, as it were. It wasn't completely new to him.
No.
Okay. But what was it like having to leave home sometimes if you've gone away for a year?
Yeah, it was actually very painful, lonely. You know, you miss your kids and your husband so much.
How did you communicate in those days?
It's only when you get to port that you can call, you know. In those days, not like, you know, you have mobile phones and
yes.
no.
But on the seas, it can get rough. What happens?
Well, you have to survive.
What can happen?
You have to survive. You have to survive. I remember when we went to see the first time, one of the ladies said, the sea was so rough, you know. But we managed, especially those of us who were short, you know, I mean, who are those who were taller, you know, tall or what, they had more problems than us. Yeah.
Why is that?
You see, when you are tall, your center of gravity is high, you know. So when the sea is rolling,
yes,
you know, you tend to have this funny...
seasickness, whatever.
Yeah.
I see. So on the sea, it helps to be shorter.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that.
Well, I experienced that, so I'm saying.
Okay. But a lady captain in a male-dominated atmosphere, how were you able to establish your authority stamp?
Oh, that I was a different person altogether. When you see me on the ship, you don't smile that much. You know, the first time I went on the ship, I told them, look, those who don't want to stay with me, go down. Straight, you know. And you'll be surprised. Somebody actually decided to leave, yeah.
Wow.
A man, I mean, one of our engineers, he decided to leave, but apart from that, the rest accepted it. You know. And I made sure that I don't come, you know, into contact too much with them. You know.
When you got back, was it easy to fill your role, to come back as a woman?
Anytime I leave the house, my daughter will take charge.
So when you come back and then she hands over to you, as it were,
yes.
Did they resent your being away?
No,
they don't.
No. They had their father with them so
all the time.
All right. But unfortunately, I miss you know, the love, that part from them.
Is it changing now in Ghana? Are there more women who are joining that profession?
Ooh, we don't have ships at the moment. There's no national line, so it's very, very discouraging. You know, I mean, especially for the women, because it's always safe to sail on your own national line.
As a captain, what exactly do you do when you're a captain of a ship?
You are in charge of the ship from, say, point A to point B, with its cargo, the crew, and everything. The safety of the ship is in your hands.
But yours was a commercial. It's not.
Yes, it was a commercial, but once in a while we took we had a space for 12 passengers. Okay. So actually they were mainly most of the time it was staff. Yeah, Black Star Line staff who were going on holidays or coming back. Or, you know, few times you will take some passengers.
Okay, so you were in charge of everything.
Yes.
Programs were drawn by you, or
the chief officer was in charge of say every day today affairs of the ship, but whatever decision he took, I have to give the overall, you know, the final. Okay. Yeah. So kind of you are the master's, the company's representative on board the ship as well. When you meet, you go outside.
Okay. So what was a typical day like? Your day began at what time, for example?
Let's say 7 o'clock in the morning. You
had to be ready.
Yeah. Because sometimes in certain ports you have to start work early. And maybe the agent will come there, or if there is a problem.
That is when you are on land, as it were.
Yeah.
Yes, but if you were sort of traveling, you know, what did you do?
Actually, the captain also takes the 8 to 12 watch, which is usually for the third officer. The third officer is considered those days as a junior. He's the most junior, so you have to be there for him.
Did you ever experience some scary moments? I don't know, security risks, threatening things?
Oh no!
No, you were lucky.
I remember there was a
no pirate ships
outside Lagos, and then we had these small boats. You know, they tried to come on board, and it was interesting because some of the boys saw them, and we were ready actually for them, so we had to spray them with the hoses and things.
What are they coming on board for?
To steal.
To steal on the sea?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we were anchored actually.
Right.
Anchored outside Lagos, waiting to go inside to berth.
Okay.
Today, and we had cargo.
Right.
You know, so it was very scary. In the end, we had to move the ship.
Okay, but the film, the what
MC Ruby, the Deadly Voyage.
The Deadly Voyage was filmed on your vessel.
Yes.
To what extent could that have happened? You know, it was a stowaway thing. It's possible. It's, well, of course, it was a real story, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It was a real story which happened, and it's been happening actually. I came across only 2 when I was a junior officer.
Stowaways?
Yes. And at the time, Black Star Line had a lot of ships, so we transferred them to one of the ships which was coming down back to Ghana.
I thought you threw them overboard.
No.
I hear the gentleman who did the film was completely amazed and, you know, moved with emotion to find a black female, you know, lady captain and all that.
Oh, you're talking about Danny Glover?
Danny Glover, that's right.
Yes, yes. I mean, he was an interesting character as well. I found him. And you could see I was so tiny and he was towering over me.
Yes.
You know, I was just looking at some of the pictures. He was actually surprised, but he was impressed as well, you know, that at least, you know, blacks were doing something for ourselves. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's take another break, and when we come back, you have to tell us more of your life as a child. Tell me, what was it like as a child? It's interesting, you know. Who were you as a kid? Where did you grow up?
I was born in Osu, and I grew up in Osu. But I'll say I grew up at Mokola because my mom used to sell the, you know, and as a child I had to go in the morning to clean the place for her, set her tables, you know, before I go.
What did she
school.
sell?
She was selling children's clothing.
Okay.
before I go to school. And then when I close, I have to go back to the market and help her, you know, to remove the things. So, in fact, I think it was a good thing. You know, it kept me occupied and prevented me from joining bad company or kind of,
yes.
yeah.
So what kind of life was it? Strict life? Sheltered life?
I would say sheltered.
Sheltered.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was what, primary school days you're talking about?
Yes.
After that?
After that, I went to Prempeh Girls High School in Kumasi, a private school.
Okay. So you were living in Kumasi at the time?
Yeah, just for 2 years.
Okay.
Yes. My father was transferred to Ho. He was a police officer, so I had to go to Ho. So I went there to repeat Form 2 to join. So I went to Maoli School. My mother was, I mean, after some time she realized, she said, well, if that's what you want to do, I mean, I'm an illiterate, I haven't been to school, and you have been to school. If you feel that is the best thing for you, then go ahead. So she backed me up, but my father wasn't that happy until late.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she saw you going up and down. I'm sure you told her a few stories.
Yeah.
And you proved that the seed, you know, there were no monsters in it to take you up and so forth. So, yes. But what about your other siblings you have?
I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters as well.
On your travels, they were there for you. They were helping the family.
Very much, very much. Especially the one we lost, you know, recently was.
Right, but the family must have been supportive for you to have, you know, remained at post. Otherwise, you probably have had to, you know, quit and come back.
Yeah. I think I would say my husband was also very supportive because he was looking after the children when I was away.
So whilst you did the male job, he did the female part.
Exactly. It was an exchange of roles.
Yes, okay. But what was so attractive as in your job? What was the most attractive moments?
I don't know about attractiveness because so far as I'm concerned, I was just doing my job.
Okay.
But I don't know.
But you said you wanted to make a point, and well, you made it certainly. But
yeah, now I would say what I enjoyed most was, you know, wearing my uniform with my epaulets.
Okay.
Whoa, I like that.
You like that? Yes, all right. But you are no longer at sea, as it were.
No, I left the sea 1996, and I went to Sweden on a fellowship to do a master's degree in maritime safety administration. So I'm now working with the International Maritime Organization, which is a UN agency for maritime affairs.
It is still water related, isn't it? Or
Yes,
sea related?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You do not miss life on the ship?
Sometimes, you know, once in a while, you know, especially when I start looking at pictures. But other than that, I don't miss the sea. I think I close my mind.
Okay, in any case, you got to the top.
Yes.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Are your children interested in that kind of work?
My firstborn, he's doing mechanical engineering.
Okay.
And the second one, the girl, she's doing nutrition.
All right. So they certainly don't want to take after their mother.
I still have 2, so.
Well, they might.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. When you look at life today, would you encourage females to join? Do you think it's a worthwhile career for the woman?
It is, if you are disciplined. I mean, I must be honest with you. If you are a disciplined lady, you'll be able to do the job.
When you say disciplined, what do you mean?
Morally.
Morally. Okay.
Yes. Because the men can really be they can be a nuisance. I mean, some men. You know, I remember on few occasions, some people had tried to open my door with master's key, and yes.
But they must have been colleagues.
You know, when you've stayed at sea for 3 months, especially, you know, for the men.
But I'm always under the impression that you know, romances were made, marriages were made on the seas, you know, sort of.
I don't know about that, but
I see. Okay, so what? Sexual harassment, you know.
Yes, yes. I mean, you have to be very disciplined to be able to do the job.
Okay.
But it's a good job. I mean, I must say, I don't regret a single day.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we don't have ships, you know, at the moment. Black
Yes.
Star Line was liquidated in 96 or 97, somewhere there.
So you left just when it was collapsing?
Yeah.
You saw it and you left?
Just on time.
When you came off, then you didn't really need hobbies, because I'm sure there was so much for you to do.
My main hobby is reading.
Reading.
I loved...
and of course, on the sea, you had enough time.
When I came down, I had to leave a lot of storybooks behind. And that's what I was doing, reading storybooks, mainly.
Okay. And do you still find time to read now?
That is a bit difficult.
Yes.
Yes, it's a bit difficult, but I still read.
And so how did people react to you when you were introduced as being at sea?
Well, actually, I mean, especially the women, you know, they are usually say, "Oh, is that so? I didn't know."
Exactly.
Somebody, so I didn't know we had women that see us.
In your present job, do they, do people recognize your having been at sea?
The job I have now, the request was they wanted somebody, a seafarer, with at least 1 year sea service.
Oh, okay. And of course you had more than that.
Yeah, 1 year as master.
As master,
actually, yeah,
all right.
Which came just handy.
Okay.
That's why I stopped at after 1 year.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that helped. Do you go back to your old school?
I haven't been there, actually, because
Never?
no time. When I came, I've been here just, I came to spend 3 weeks, and I've been going up and down, you know.
I'm sure you don't even have time to go to the old girls or old, whatever, school associations.
Oh, we had one in London, and I was there, and we just we've started forming a 5-man group, classmate.
Okay.
Year 74, 76 year group. And we are only 5 in London, so we meet every 2-3 months or something.
All right.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Well, let's take another break, and when we come back, I think you'll have to tell us exactly what you do when you're not at work.
SMS and win from Tigo. Simply send 5 SMS from your Tigo phone to any network, and you stand the chance of winning free airtime, fully connected Tigo mobile phones, and a brand new Honda Civic 2007. Tigo SMS to any other network costs only 3.8 Ghana pesos. Send just 5 SMS from your Tigo to any network, and you could be a winner. Weekly prizes, fully connected handsets with 100 Ghana cedis of free airtime, and a daily prize of 50 Ghana cedis free airtime, as well as the chance to win the grand prize of a new Honda Civic 2007. Roll in style and be the envy of the town. Tigo, express yourself.
Let me just ask, when you were a captain, how do you think the impact you made, were they impressed?
Yes, yes.
How do they see you? Stern, stiff?
Very stiff.
Very stiff.
Very stiff, but I had to, you know, because I am a woman, which is in that part of the job, I mean, it's a disadvantage. And then 2, I was so tiny, you know, smallish. And then I had to, you know, try and exert some kind of discipline, you know, strict discipline.
Okay, hang on for a minute. I think we have a gentleman on the line who we have to ask him to testify. Your husband is on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Vormawah, how are you?
I'm all right, and you?
I'm fine. I have your wife here with